Oh yeah. Hey, I'm just going to show you how to use the camera. And here are my instructions. So we're going to start off by looking at this. You will get this and a tripod case. Apologize if there's any shaky camera here. I just opened up these two cases. The red one, once again, is the microphone that you wear. The yellow one is the base. So you want to take those out of the case. And notice how we put the also fragile one, I say, because this is the one that you handle very, very gently at all times. Make sure it doesn't get yanked, and if it's stuck in there, you know, pull it out with great tender care. Instead, you'll just kind of carefully wind up the cable when you're done without twisting it, and just kind of make sure that the microphone goes someplace so that when you put it back, you know, they don't bang into each other as best as possible. And the case wasn't actually built for that, but that's what I use it for. So I went ahead and I opened up these two things. One will be the bass and one will be the mic. If you forget, channel 1 is the bass. And let's see if, I hope you can see this very well. I find it difficult. Now the screen's going to be pretty dark until you touch something. Like if you lightly touch the power button, which is up here on the left, if you just lightly touch it real quick, it'll light up the screen. And as it lights up as it lights up the screen, and you can see there's some information there. The most important thing will be the battery. Leave that running, either turn everything off until you're ready, or close to ready. A half hour before maybe at the most, but you just kind of want to turn things on fresh before production. But plugging in the microphone, if you haven't, you just have to kind of turn it around until it starts going in. I want to push it in so it goes all the way in. And when you're going live, this is going to be on, that is going to be on, and this is the tricky part here, so pay close attention. I hope the camera is coming out good. To turn the zoom on, it's called zoom. Okay, that's what plugs into the camera. Whereas on the right side of the camera, as you're holding it toward the lens on the end, there's a little piece of plastic you pull back, and it reveals there's a hole with red plastic surrounding it, and you plug this cable into that hole in the camera, and the other end of this cable you're going to be plugging into that hole on the zoom. It's called line out. From your wireless mic receiver in here onto number 3, and then the output is going to be there. It's going to go to the camera. Now let me show you how to set up the zoom. I'm going to, this is kind of tricky. To turn it on, there's this button called hold. That's the first one, the first little one on the left hand of the zoom. You pull it forward, and you grab that, and you pull it down, you hold it until this thing comes on, this interface. See those numbers? LR 1 2 3 4. We want to push 3, and when you push 3, both 3 and 4 come on because they're a stereo pair. But you only have one microphone to plug into, and that's 3, so that's going to be the volume setting for it is up here. You could ignore these other 3 wheels. They are the volume or gain control for the other channels. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and L and R is if you were to plug in a microphone up here. The bass screws onto that screw. There's a screw coming out of this thing, or a hole, and anyways, there's a screw on the bass that goes in there. If it becomes loose, a little nickel or a dime can work. You're going to want to slide this on the tripod when you get the tripod out. Let me show you the tripod real quick first. Tripod unfolds nicely. 2 things I'm aware of, or 3 maybe. is number one, when you pull it out, the handle is going to be down, and you want to put the handle, this thing right here, and you want to get this thing back up so it's, you know, about like that. You get the picture, something you hold on to. So once you get that where you want it, tighten that lever right here on the right. Not too much to worry about. The next thing is this right here on the left. This wheel kind of gives you a chance to make this either firmer or lighter. There's Ranger coming into the picture. Here's a Bichon. There's Nikayla. Hi, Nikayla. Cute kids, right? All right. So you're going to slide this whole apparatus here right there on top of the tripod. It's going to go in this way. So you see the handles on the right. That kind of helps to know, because it won't slide in this way, and that's because the design on this is a little bit different one side or the other. So you have to have the handle on your right, and you're going to slide that in. As it slides in, there you go. Not too much to worry. It's going to click a little bit, crank it a little bit to the right, and that gives you access to this lever right here, which you need to turn around, crank to the right until this part is firm. Okay, so you slide it in. First the zoom goes all the way over toward the right, and when the zoom gets on its track, you tighten it up with the little plastic bolt there. So you want to make sure that's fairly stable. If it's not, if it's very wobbly, there's another one. I don't know if you can see it the way I'm holding the camera. Yeah, another wheel on the, so there's two plastic wheels on this little device that connects the zoom. The other one goes all the way to the top, and the other one goes all the way to the bottom. And sometimes you just need to crank it around, crank the whole thing around until it's kind of nice and firm on there. And then you put your base, the one that says CH1 for channel 1. Slide that on there, and once again, there's a place to tighten that. A little plastic ring under that. Kind of put those pretty close together. That sort of keeps them stable. Doesn't hurt the interference whatsoever. Plug that back in like you had it before. Once it's plugged in, and you've got your other wire plugged in here to the front of that, then you're going to screw your camera on. This bolt's down here, and it does have a plastic bolt under it, so you could actually just, once you figure out how the camera goes onto the hole, there's only one hole on the bottom of the camera. That's the one. You want to screw that in there until that's nice and tight, and you're going to be ready to go. I think usually the last thing we do is we plug that gray cable that's going from the zoom into the right side of the camera where the red plastic is, and then we open up the camera lid, and also make sure that the front of the camera cap comes off. And then there's only one button really to worry about. That's the red button to record it, and there's a zoom, so you can kind of get where you can position things as you wish. And you want to raise this up by loosening as much as you need from those until you get it to the height that you want it to be. And I will be on standby for your phone call. I wanted to be sure to record in this training here the importance of the backup microphone. This is called a I don't know what you call that. One of those mics that go a long distance in a very straight directional way. Not a boom, but something else. Maybe it's a boom. Maybe it is a boom. Okay, so when you pull that boom microphone, we'll call that, out of the case, here are the things that will come out. A cable, and a microphone holder. You'll see on this microphone holder, it's got that same little tiny clip that slides on that rack that goes on top of the camera, and a battery. Great. When you unscrew that, counterclockwise, it'll come out, and you'll slide the battery with the positive side with a little knob going forward, and when you stick it in, that light will come on for a moment. You're going to close that and tighten that up again, and then you'll operate the microphone with the on and off switch. Forward is on, and you'll plug this. One end is going to plug into the bottom of that microphone, and the other plug will go in just like you plugged in the wireless headset. And why am I showing all this? Sometimes the wireless headset does not work because there's interference with somebody's hi-fi equipment or another transmitter or something in the area. And so this is a backup method to make sure you get a really good sound. It'll give you great sound. You want to point it toward you, of course, which will happen naturally because it'll be in the direction of the camera. And it sets up the very same way. So I think you'll be okay with that much training on this microphone if you happen to need it.